You know what? With everything fall starting to arrive, including football, and the fact that my Horseheads Blue Raiders are going to be having their season begin very soon. In fact, I think a week from now, that's when they have their first game. You know what? Why not? I probably have done this video several times in the past, but you know what? Why not? Some of you guys are new. Some of you don't know me. So, yeah. I think I should probably talk about my time as a Horseheads Blue Raider. Good morning and happy Thursday, everyone. So, before I begin, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Okay, so technically my low and my act of kindness are intertwined because yesterday I wound up doing a really big favor for someone that for the most part is kind of on the unfavorable side. But for once, I actually tried to make the most of it. And I actually don't feel so bad. So I guess see, here's the, I can't say what it is because it involves something very personal I'd rather not share on camera. But trust me, it's something that if you knew what it was, you'd never want to do it either. But again, for once I said I'd try and make the most of it, and I think I succeeded at it. I mean, I'm not bummed out or anything. I mean, yeah, I'm a little annoyed that it happened, I suppose, but, you know, it's done and over with, so not much I can do. And if nothing else, my high was that I talked to my mom. Talking to my mom really helped out a lot yesterday with some things. Before I begin this video proper, technically I did begin the video proper. Point is, before I talk about my history as a Horseheads football player, I want to make one thing clear. I was not very good. Not even go so far as to say I outright sucked. It's not that I was out of shape. And not that I wasn't like stronger, that I didn't put work in it. Of course I did. But honestly, I wasn't very fast. I was too late in making the right choices. I'll get to that in a minute. And there's a whole bunch of things I totally would have done differently. In fact, if I knew then what I knew now, I almost wouldn't be a football player at all. But with that said, being a Horseheads Blue Raider football player, wow, that's a mouthful, playing football for Horseheads, it really did a lot for me. And it gave me things that I'll take with me forever. That's what's most important. And if any of you guys if you're a football player at all, or even if you played football even a little bit, maybe you might learn something from this. I don't know. But for starters, one thing I totally screwed up on was I tried to not be a lineman, which honestly, that's one thing I should have done differently, is embrace, because I was a pretty big guy, and while I started making a lot of better decisions, I was a little late on the ball, and so in doing so, I wound up getting cut my sophomore year from JV. Although it was pretty sweet, I made varsity a year later. That was pretty great. Everyone was cheering for me. It was really awesome. I'll never forget that. So around junior year, that's when I started to embrace being a lineman. But if I could redo that whole thing all over again, I don't think I'd be a guard. Here's the thing. I'm definitely, like, I see a guy in front of me, I gotta go after him. This whole thing about, like, a guard that's on the left side and pulling all the way to the right side, assuming that you're actually fast enough to get there, like, what about the big guy that's right in front of me, you know? Like, he's right there, let me go get him. I can do that. Sadly, that's not how it works. You know, the better football teams, you know, they have that effective misdirection. That's just what they do. And there's a reason why a lot of people play, well, not a lot of people, but there's a reason why a select few play in the NFL and people like me, well, don't. In terms of positions that I would have done had I known what I know now, I think I would have either been a center or a left tackle. Like, if I'm going to be, like, you know, in between two people, like, let me be the one to control the snap. Like, let me, you know, snap the ball and get the play started. Like, everything essentially, well, technically it's on the quarterback to say the signal word that makes the center snap the ball. But the point is the play doesn't go unless the ball moves. I mean, technically, yeah, you can move before the ball moves, but that's offsides, and that's something you should never do. That's actually one thing I'll give myself some grace for. My entire time playing football for Horseheads, I was never called offsides or flinching. Ever. Never called offsides. I mean, there's one coach I know for a fact, like I can just imagine how much he'd make me run if I was ever caught offsides. Good Lord, would that have been horrible. But you know what, looking back at it, would have probably built character. Which is another thing that I definitely take with me from playing football for Horseheads. Full stop, my football coach, my junior and senior year, he really wasn't very good. But that's not to say that he wasn't horrible either. He did have some moments. And one of those moments, believe it or not, came from during tryouts my junior year when, because we're doing two-a-days and the morning session is always conditioning. And as we're doing the sprints, he yells out, "Building character." And here's the thing, the term building character I had heard before, I'm sure everybody has, but this was the first time anyone ever actually explained what it means. I mean, I can't remember what my coach said verbatim, obviously, but it was something to the extent of, if you work hard for stuff like this, then you can apply it to things later on in life. Like, you can apply it to schoolwork. You can apply it to getting a job. You can apply it to other sports that you do. Like, that was the first time anyone ever actually explained that. And lo and behold, it's true. You know, if you work hard for other things, it's perfectly possible to apply it to other stuff you have going on in life. So, I mean, granted, it does involve bitter work, but that's not to say, like, because here's the thing, bitter work is only bitter work if it truly does make you miserable. And not everyone has that drive to get up and go and be a workout warrior, but that's not to say you can't make it manageable. I mean, yeah, there was a bunch of stuff I did training-wise I didn't want to do, but I knew it would make me better. So that's why I did it. And whether I realized it or not, it helped me gain confidence to be able to do those things. I mean, granted, this is coming from a guy who, like, is really hard on himself and frankly gets depressed pretty easily. Like, the fact that I was able to learn that and apply that to things, that was pretty awesome, actually. And speaking of things I learned from my coach, I'll never forget it was the end of my junior year, or season, that is. And we lost to Union Endicott in the Section 4 title. Our coach separated the seniors and the underclassmen. I believe, if I recall, he went to the seniors first. And at that point, I had no idea what he said. I mean, it was all pretty loud. We're all sort of feeling sad that we lost and stuff like that. So I wasn't even trying to pay attention to what my coach was saying. I only paid attention to what my coach told us when he got to the underclassmen. And I'll never forget those words. If you want to win the damn thing, go to the weight room or do sports in the off season. Technically, I was doing a lot of the latter, so I was all set. But, it just goes to show. I mean, if your coach is it begs the question, well, Nick, if your coach is saying that, and the coach is saying that every year, why take Horseheads so long to win? Well, a few reasons. For starters, at the time, for every one kid you had like me who was training hard a lot, you have about at least two people who really don't. Or at least not do the training that they should be doing. Like, a lot of people swore by the weight room, which, listen, I've never really been a weightlifter. I've always been in the belief that speed kills. Like, let me get leaner and faster, and then I can hit harder. Yeah, someone's probably going to hit harder than I can. But if I hit you enough times, it's going to make up the difference. That was the theory, anyway. Honestly, it wasn't until the last couple of years that message of, staying hungry, of wanting to do things in the off-season, that's what it's only started to really happen now. And after last year, it showed. Horseheads finally won its first Section 4 title in almost 30 years. So it's doable. And in fact, from what I hear, Horseheads could very well repeat, which I hope so. I can't wait to see that. I mean, regardless of what happens, it's going to be a fun season. I'm definitely going to the games for sure. I'm going to have myself a lot of fun. No doubt about that. And don't worry, I'll definitely do the Blue Hammer Awards again. And I'll definitely be bringing the cowbell to games. I know someone who's watching. I know there's someone I know who's watching this who's like waiting for me to bring up the cowbell. Don't worry, I'll bring the cowbell. Don't worry. I didn't forget. Although I will admit, I was thinking about seeing this person again, and this person would ask me about the cowbell. I'm like, no, I'm surprised at you. This is a new season. I thought we would forego the cowbell. Like, I would basically prank them. I'm not doing that. I don't have the time or the imagination to come up with anything elaborate, so don't worry. I'll bring the cowbell for sure. And you know what? As far as going back to the building character thing, you know what? My coach was definitely right because I wouldn't know it then, but down the line I would do 4 wine glass marathons and 4 100-mile bike rides for charity. You can't get to that kind of mentality without building character. So, yeah. Again, my coach, really not that great, but he wasn't he had his moments. He had some really good moments. Honestly, I mean, the ultimate goal, I would imagine, is for Horseheads to repeat Section 4, which they definitely are poised to do again if they continue to work hard. And I mean, listen, football is a team sport. Like, it can't be me. It's got to be like us. Like, that's the mentality a team has to go in. And you know what? I think this team has that in spades. No question about that. They've got a good coaching staff. Some of those coaches were some of my teachers back in the day. So, yeah, I can tell you right now, they're coached by good people. If you want to be technical, some of their wives were also my teachers. That was one of their wives was definitely my teacher back in the day. So that's cool. And you know, ever since Horseheads got their new stadium back in 2021, they've really like the camaraderie is there. Like there's a drive of like people wanting to go to games and go into a venue that's a lot. Not to say our old Horsehead Stadium was bad at all, but come on, man. You need to have a stadium under the lights. And unfortunately, the people that own the land where Horseheads Field originally was, like, they wouldn't allow us to have lights. So, like, now there's actually a reason. Like, now there's many reasons to go to such an exciting new venue now. It's so cool. And they use that football field, not just for football, but for lacrosse games, used for track and field. Flag football, they use for flag football too. I think they use it for soccer. I think they use it for soccer as well. So, yeah. It's a multifaceted use field, and I'm glad it's getting used a lot. And it really is cool sometimes when I drive by Horseheads at night and I see the lights up, I'm like, yeah, that's dope as hell. I guess in terms of what I want to see, well, yeah, I would like to see Horseheads repeat Section 4, no question. I'd like to see them taking a step further, get past the first round of the state playoffs. I'd love to see that. Yeah, but Section 3 is always so hard to do. Not that, although Horseheads did almost do it last year, so you know what? They got the tools. They got the tools. They got the people. I know a bunch of them have the work ethic. All they gotta do is put it together, and you got something special. But we won't know until the season starts. And even then, we gotta take things one game at a time and one day at a time. And so I'm going to do that as well. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very helping this video for all you guys watching the show today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Remember, we're going to talk to them as we get the Lenny back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.